Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.
What is up, guys? It is Jake, and this is my first story for you guys. It's about my first job. I got my senior year of high school. I believe 2013, like December-ish. I started working, and I was a dishwashing guy, and I stayed there until I went to college, which is like the next August or so. Uh, it was a basic first job. Just went to school 8 to 3, and then went to work 4 or 5 until 11 o'clock at night. Just wash dishes. It was pretty chill at first. It was very easy, I would say. I mean, just washing dishes. And like over the course of a few months, that's when things started kind of getting rocky. Uh, the boss and his wife wasn't really as nice anymore. They would start having like all these complaints, and always something would come up. Always bullshit, I would say. Like, it was dumb. They would always start drama for no reason, always make accusations about stuff, but I stuck through it. It was my first year, my first job, so I figured that it's the benefits of jobs, or not benefits, but it's like what you get, I guess. Uh, so I stayed there for a while. Some of the things they would do is like they would like say that I hit stuff on them, or I would break stuff, or there was just stupid shit. I don't understand why they would. I don't know. And then I did notice towards a month or so into it, they would lose my check. Which, how do you lose a check that gets delivered to the restaurant each 2 weeks, and you can't leave the restaurant unless we take it with us? Uh, so they wrote me like these bogus checks. Like, I remember when I noticed that I worked 30 hours a week for 2 weeks straight, and a kid that I went to school with worked there too. He worked half as much as I did. I think he worked like 10, 15 hours a week, and they lost my check, but they didn't lose his check or anybody else's check. And we compared because they wrote my check out to me with a business check, I guess. And I noticed like this kid had twice as much money as I had, and I'm like, there is no, we get paid the same. I was like, there is no way you should be getting double what I got when I worked twice as much as you did. It's like, it should have been the opposite. So like, I didn't say anything about it. I should have. It was my first job. I wasn't as intelligent as I should have been when it came to working and how my money should have been. 'Cause it was my first job, new experience and whatnot. And I also didn't have the courage to stand up to my first boss, because I didn't want to lose my job or anything. And so like a few months went by, it was alright again, and then they just kept like back to back to back would lose my checks. And right when I had enough of it was when I went to college. And so I just left. I didn't give them a 2 week notice or anything. I just said, hey, I'm going to school in a week or two. I want the next week off because I want to spend time with my family before I leave. And of course, they threw a bitch fit about it. And so I took off. I didn't come back or anything. I went to school for 2 years in college, which is 2 hours away. I worked at a different restaurant, which is where I'm currently at now. And then I decided to take a semester off or a year off just to figure out what I want to do career wise, life wise. And so I was in Florida in June, right when I had decided that I wanted to take the fall semester off. And my old boss had called me, the boss of this place, had called me and asked me to come back because she needed some help for a few weeks or a month or so, just until she found somebody. So I said, sure, whatever. Like it's been a few years. The not the hate, but the I guess like the memories of how they treated me kind of faded away, and I kind of like forgave them, I guess. So I went back, and everything again was chill. It was cool. It was good to be back. Good to be making money because I was out for summer, so I was home. And then by this time, because I had worked at an actual corporate business where restaurant corporate, but like it was a well known restaurant. I'm not gonna say any names. I don't want to do that. I knew how paychecks should have looked like and how they shouldn't be losing checks and where the checks should be, or where like they should be kept in the safe until I picked them up or I picked mine up. Um, so the checks at first came like they were supposed to, and then once again they will lose our check, or they at least lose my check and write me a bogus check. And I started having enough of it because it was a few months after coming back, and they were still doing the same old he said, she said, you did this, you did that thing. And I knew I shouldn't have gone back. I highly regret going back. Um, it was the same bullshit over and over again. And I didn't have another job. I was looking for a job desperately. Nobody was hiring. I had a few interviews. Nobody was hiring. Uh, so I had to stay there. There's really no way I could pay my payments unless I stayed at that job because it was the only source of income I had. So I just stayed there and just stayed there, and then the final straw that I had, the final. Alright, so like it was the beginning, mid October, and my dad had gone on to a business trip, and he had asked me if I could ask my boss if I can get off an hour early before we closed, if I could come and get him from the airport. So the day before that, I had texted her saying, "Hey, I just want to know if I could get off an hour early tomorrow if we're not busy, so I can go get my dad from the airport." She said, "Yeah, no problems. As long as we're not slam packed, we're busy, you can go." So the next day comes by. We were dead as fuck. We were slow. So the time around 9 o'clock came by, and I said, "Hey, it's all right if I go. All dishes are done. Everybody's caught up. Nothing else to do. Is it cool if I go?" And this is when she started going off on me, saying how, "Oh, I don't believe you. You're lying to me about having to get your dad. You don't have to get your dad. You're just trying to pull one over my eyes. You're lying to me and all this stuff." And I'm like, "No, I seriously had to go get my dad." I showed her the text messages. I'm like, "I have to go get my dad. You said I can leave early if we weren't busy, which we weren't. Everything was caught up. All my stuff was done. Can I please go?" Because he's waiting for me at the airport. He was there for like an hour and a half before I even got off. It was a 2 hour drive for me. And she's like, "No, you can't leave. You can't do this. You can't do that." And I'm livid. Like I'm just like, "Look, you said this. You can't be saying no when the events of us not being busy and we were slow and there's nothing else for me to do." And then I'm just like, we're arguing a little bit back and forth. And then eventually she just let me go because I wasn't having it. She wasn't having it. She was pissed off. I was pissed off. So I go get my dad, and then the next day comes by, and I had heard that she was calling me a bastard and a liar and a son of a bitch, and I just went out to go party and stuff because I didn't want to work. When I had proof of me getting my dad, I had shown pictures to show her, be like, "Hey, I got proof, bitch. Like seriously." And so that next day comes by. I go to work. She's not there. I'm just chilling, working, doing dishes, catching myself back up on dishes, talking to my coworkers. We're dead again. No one likes the fucking place. It's disgusting. Uh, and then within an hour or so, she comes in. I don't talk to her. She doesn't talk to me. She has our checks. Gives me my check. I had noticed that my check was off again. She tried paying me like $6.13. Minimum wage is $7.25. And I asked her like, hey, what is this about? Like, why does it say I'm getting paid $6.13 when minimum wage is $7.25? It's probably higher now. I think someone told me it was like $8 now or something. I don't know, but I was like, why is it so low? And she's saying like, oh, I was told by blah 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 that I don't have to pay you this amount. I can pay you with this amount because you know you do deliveries once in a while and you get some tips and whatnot and all this bullshit. Also with tips, we would do deliveries or I would do deliveries. It was whoever wasn't busy at the time would do deliveries. There's really no specific delivery driver. So maybe I'll do like one delivery every few nights and someone else will do a few deliveries and whatnot. And we use the company's delivery car. So, and I looked it up. I called labor law union, wherever it is. I asked them, uh, any tips that is given to an employee such as myself cannot be taken for the benefit of a business or for a employer's benefit, meaning any tips that's given to a waitress, waiter, delivery driver, anything like that cannot be taken from us because that is legally ours and they can't touch it. She would always, before I even knew that, she would always say how it's her delivery car, her gas, her insurance, that the money belongs to her. So she would take the tips from me and still make me claim them, even though I didn't get them. So my paychecks, it would take them away. It's like $2-3, but it messes with. I guess it messes with your pay rate, whatever it is. But I'm like, you're paying me $6.13, six whatever, because I'm getting tips. Yet you take my tips from me, so I'm technically losing money because you want to be selfish and take it for yourself. And that's when she lost it. She started going like, if you don't like how I do things around here, you can leave after this week. You can not work for me no more after you're done here and all this stuff. I'm like, no, screw that. I'm gonna leave right now. I'm done with this shit. I'm leaving now. And I swear, man, that's when she started saying how her 7-year-old son, 9-year-old son, whatever his age is, started saying how apparently I drive too fast and I put his life in danger because he would ride along with me during deliveries, and how I swerve in and out of roads and I do 80 and a 55. I have never gotten a ticket in my life, never gotten in any type of trouble with driving. So I'm like, bull fucking shit. How am I reckless and putting your son in danger when I'm a decent driver. I don't speed. I don't go under the speed limit. Keep my eyes on the road. And she just keeps going on and on and on and on and on and on. And as I'm walking out, she's still going. That's when I got a text message from my coworker or former coworker that night saying how she was trash talking me, saying how I'm a bastard, I'm a bitch, I'm a lying, no good, son of a bitch, and all this other stuff. It was bad. Uh, and I'm like, it's her fault, like, trying to take my money from me, cut my checks because I get tips that I never even got to keep, and then just treating us like straight up shit, always yelling at us and all this stuff. I just had enough. I didn't have another job lined up. I'd rather be broke than get fucked. That's pretty much what it is. I'm not gonna be someone's bitch and just be tortured at work when it should be a decent place to be at. So a few months go by, no job, struggling to make payments, and then my former boss from college came through and messaged me and asked me if I wanted to come work 30 hours on the weekends plus deliveries, which means I get tips in a big city. So homeboy came through, forever thankful. That's where I'm at now. Still want to figure out everything in my life though. Still gotta figure out what I want to do career-wise, but it's nice having a job again and be able to make money, pay my payments, and not be treated like shit. But yeah, man. Thanks guys for checking me out. If you like the story, leave a thumbs up and subscribe. Leave a comment of what kind of stories you would like, or if you have any stories similar to mine of quitting my job, and you can leave them down there and tell me how it went, and I'll respond. I'll hit y'all back with another story hopefully soon. And yeah, man, it's Jake Talks. I'm out.